Hi there. Today I'm going to be showing you how to swap a labour resource out who's already scheduled onto a job. So if you've got a crane booked and you booked a driver with it and the driver is now going on holiday, so you need to swap them out for somebody else. I'll just show you how you can do that. So if I go to the asset scheduler in the sidebar here and go into the single week view, you'll see that I've got the Liebherr LTR 1100 booked onto MOD caution. And I've got Sarah Jones already added to that as well. So Sarah in this case would be the driver. If Sarah tells me she's going on holiday Wednesday and Thursday, this is how I would swap her out for somebody else. So if you go to the labour scheduler in the sidebar, that will jump you to the labour focused planner. If I click on the header here to zoom out to the multi-week view, you'll see I've got Sarah on the left. So I'll find her MOD caution job. If I click into that, I can now deselect the dates that she's going on holiday for. So I'll deselect Wednesday and Thursday. I'll click save. That leaves her only on that job on Tuesday. If I now reselect Wednesday and Thursday, I can then click assign to contract, can then book her onto our holiday contract. So this is what I'm using to track any labour who is on holiday. Now she's booked onto that. I now need to book the replacement onto the MOD caution job. So in this case, if John Doe was going to be my replacement driver for those dates, I'll find him. I'll then click on the dates that needed to be covered. So again, Wednesday, Thursday, click assign to contract, find the customer, in this case, Babcock International, and then choose the contract. That will load it in. If I then click save, that's now updated. So we've now got Sarah on the Tuesday, John on the Wednesday and Thursday. And if I then go back into the kind of main crane first view, you'll see there that the LTR 1100 now has Sarah on the Tuesday and then John on the Wednesday and the Thursday. And then if I jump to the relevant, well, if I jump to the timesheet page and then go to that week, you will see that we now expect one timesheet for Tuesday from Sarah and another timesheet for Wednesday and Thursday from John. And then if we go to the invoice page, go to the MOD caution invoice, which has already been set up, you'll see that that's now updated to show that we had the crane on Tuesday to Thursday, Sarah was on Tuesday, and then John was on Wednesday, Thursday. And then if they'd uploaded their timesheets, those would also be here as well. That's probably the quickest way that you can make edits to swap drivers out or labour out. If you've got a longer running job, so if I zoom out and show you this one, I've got the LTR 1100, which is booked on for a few months, basically, onto the HPC phase one job. And then within that, I've then also got a driver, Alex Green, booked for the whole duration of that job. So if Alex tells me that from Monday, the 3rd of November, he's going to be going on holiday, and now I need to cover for either for the whole duration of the project or the majority of it, and there's a quicker way I can do that rather than having to sort of tick every single checkbox for those dates. So what I would do in that scenario, I would go to the labour scheduler in the sidebar again, make sure I'm in the zoomed out view, so you can obviously toggle that at the top here. Find the driver, so Alex in this case, right click on the date that his holiday is starting, so Monday the 3rd. And then you can say cancel assignment, and then underneath it says from this date onwards. So what that's going to do is remove Alex from this job from Monday the 3rd onwards. If I do that, you see all the dates have now dropped out. If I want him on the holiday contract, then in this case, what I probably do is right click on that cell, create assignment, choose the holiday contract, and then book him on until whenever he's on holiday until. So that's now got all of his holiday in. And then same again, if I find the replacement driver for that job, so Paul Smith, if we're going with him, right click on Monday the 3rd, create assignment, choose, in this case, Asheville Projects is the job, HPC phase one, through to whenever the end date is, let's say Friday the 19th of December, what working days he's doing, so Monday to Friday in this case, and then proceed and schedule. So that's now going to drop Paul in for that job. And then again, if I go back to the asset scheduler, you can see that this week we've still got Alex on there. And then if I jump forward to the Monday the 3rd, we've now got Paul Smith on there. So That's how I would do a longer term change, just to save you having to kind of click every single date across months at a time. But for shorter term jobs, what I would do is the first option. I would just use the checkboxes because it's a bit quicker. We will be building a dedicated swap feature, which would basically shortcut that for you. So what will soon be coming will be the ability to right click on any given day and say swap, and then either change the crane or change the uh, driver or the labor out. That's high on our roadmap, so something we'll be building fairly soon, just because we know it will be helpful for people. But yeah, just for now, that's how I would swap somebody out. Right, thank you.